to this live. Welcome to this live. I'm so glad to have you guys here. I'm excited to talk with you guys. And I think that today's live is really going to be able to give you guys a lot to think about, a lot to talk about, and a lot to really study about when it comes to yourself. Okay? So, first of all, I'm calling this little phase right now like Black Mirror, and also because we're going into an eclipse soon on September 7th. So I feel like what's happening is I'm just getting like this influx of energy just early on, and it's coming across, and I just want to express whatever I'm picking up on, and you guys let me know if it resonates with you. Okay? I'm not promising you anything like this is the key, this is the this, but I definitely think this can save you guys a lot of pain. Unnecessary pain at that. Okay? So first of all, what I want to say, I got to get my let me get my blue light glasses. Let me get my blue light glasses. Okay. Let me get my blue light glasses. You see the blue light actually in it. That's crazy. Whatever. So, here's what I want to say. Not everyone is meant to hear this message. Not everyone is meant to understand it either, because I'm going to go a little bit deeper than I usually go, which is, we usually talk about positive thinking positive. We're going to go a little bit deeper than that, okay? And I already know that the moment I start giving this message, it's going to take out a lot of people from listening, and that's okay, because I'm not here to be for everyone, okay? So if you ever wonder why you were overlooked, ignored, or too easy to dismiss, this live right here is going to be like a mirror reflection. And when I say certain things, whatever resonates with you, whatever makes you feel like, write it down, because there's a reason. I don't know why I was drawn to give this talk. I don't know why I was drawn to talk about this. Like, it just really intrigued me. So maybe something that you're going through is what drove this moment to happen right now. Okay. So the first thing that I really want to tell you is familiarity destroys seduction. I've given this message before where I talk about like the danger of familiarity. Some of y'all, you allow people to get too familiar and too comfortable with you, and then they don't respect you like they should. Like, you're the boss, or you're the manager, or you're the leader, you're the one making this shit happen, and you're not being respected like you deserve to be respected. But you cannot blame people. You are a leader, which means that you have to understand human nature of the people that follow, of the people who have to come behind you. So it's your fault. And the moment that you can start to take everything, like become accountable for everything, it puts you in control of it, because you can no longer say, well, it's because of them. When you blame it on them, that's you saying, I don't have no control, and it can happen to me again, and I just have no control. But you want to get rooted in your power, and you want to say, no, it's my fault, because what did you allow that allowed that person to think it was okay to treat you like that? Don't say, these people take my kindness for weakness. These people, why are you giving luxury items for discount and then expecting people not to act ballistic? You see how people act on Black Friday? Peep it, Black Friday. We talking Black Mirror, right? And I'm just being real. And listen, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about, it's going to seem, oh, that's evil, that's this, that's manipulative, that's psychological. You could say whatever it is. But what I will call it is self-protection, and learning how to use your shadow to protect yourself, right? When you tell somebody that you got another call coming in, but you really don't have another call, but you're just trying to preserve your energy, right? And you lied, do you think that was bad? You ain't have no other call. You airplane mode that nigga. You think I ain't know you airplane mode her. You ain't have no other call. Your phone ain't die. You ain't got nowhere to go. You not even really leaving the house. Like, is that considered bad? No, right? Because it's to protect your energy and to protect yourself, right? All right, so what I'm about to teach you today is in the same energy as that, all right? Keep that in mind, all right? And just understand, this is why us Scorpios don't say shit, because people like to judge us for the ways that we protect ourselves anyway. So don't make me feel bad for giving y'all some of the sauce, okay? All right, then. Don't make me feel bad for giving y'all sauce. Is it okay if I give y'all some sauce? Is it okay if I give y'all some sauce? All right, now. Listen. Don't be giving everybody the plays now, or else you gonna get the game patched. So don't give everybody the plays. All right. So I feel like I could be safe here. I feel like I'm safe here. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I feel so safe. Okay, here we go. I don't be having nobody talk to this about, because I feel like when I tell people around me, they think I'm doing it to them, which sometimes I am, because they got me fucked up too sometimes. You got me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got me fucked up too. So yes, I ignored you. I left you on red. Yes. Anyways, here we go. So familiarity destroys seduction. Okay. Now, why did I say seduction? I said seduction because I've learned to look at life in a very erotic way. Okay. And the reason why I say this is because whenever you make things more poetic, whenever you use that erotic energy, that sexual energy, that creative energy, that force energy, people start to become more like magnetized towards your energy. People start to feel pleasure. And what you have to realize, in this world, a lot of people are not feeling pleasure. So if you can learn how to make your presence pleasureful, you're going to be everybody's cup of tea. And when I mean everybody's cup of tea, meaning that anybody that you really want on your side, you can make it happen. And somebody may say, well, why do you want to make this person on your side? Maybe you're a politician. Maybe you're an influencer. Maybe you're trying to get your book sold. Maybe you're trying to win over somebody for your next business deal. Like, let's not act like being likable to a specific person isn't a quality trait. Like, let's be for real. This is my problem with spiritual community sometimes, because they only want to stay in these other dimensions. But I think real wisdom is knowing how to take all of that light and all of that information and learning how to ground it on this playing field. I think once you start to do that, you are dangerous, because now you have literally learned how to take your essence and make it malleable on this plane, in this realm, for it to work. And everything is about intention. You know we're supposed to have our divine masculine, but we shouldn't make it toxic masculinity or you get what I'm saying? So exactly, alchemize that. And again, me as a Scorpio, this is what we're good at. My Mercury is in Scorpio also, which means your Mercury is how you think, how you present yourself, and Mercury is also how you communicate. So a lot of times people wonder, like, why is it that her lives are so captivating? Why is it that I'm able to listen to her for 2 hours? Why do I feel like she knows exactly what I'm saying? Because I study psychology. I've been studying it since I was literally 17 years old, because I knew I wanted to be someone influential. And in order to be someone influential, you have to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Now, what I see that people fail to do when it comes to communicating or making an impact is they don't know how to put themselves in other people's shoes, because they're so selfish. People literally only want to stick to their perspective. And when you stick to your perspective, you can't magnetize nobody. You can't be seductive to nobody. You can't attract anybody. But to truly be attractive is to understand other people's desires. To truly be a great salesman or a great entrepreneur, you got to be able to look at other people's problems. What are the problems that these people are facing that I can fix? The problem is that you are not selfless enough to truly be seductive. You are too selfish. You are too selfish. All you want is me, 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 me. And a lot of the teachings that I do, I can't really give you guys too much of the bigger picture, because if I give you guys too much of the bigger picture, you're not going to understand. It's going to sound too cold. It's going to sound too rough, too raw. But when I break it down piece by piece by piece like this, and I'm teaching you how to love yourself because you're being set up on how to really attract in the right way, like, we don't want to just be beautiful. We want to be magnetizing. We want our presence to be addicting, right? Because we're the ones that have the true message, the true intention, the true ways for people to really grow in light. Right? You're the one that wants to spread the good message, right? So I'm teaching you how to do that in a way where people who aren't really there at your pace yet can still understand it. Because your ability to take something so deep and expansive and educated and make it malleable to a 6-year-old makes you powerful in a way that's very communicative. And people who are making the most money right now are great at communication. Salesmen, actresses, entertainers, brands, luxury owners, like, a lot of y'all are buying things simply for the name. And this is the smell of the day, by the way. A lot of you guys are buying things simply for the name. Don't hate on the game. Learn it. That's the problem. Anything that you usually hate on is because at some point, you usually want that to be a part of you. You wish that you could charge people a lot for your bare minimum. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong for wanting to do that. There's nothing wrong for wanting to 10x your price, 10x your value. There's nothing wrong. But if you keep shaming it, it will be something wrong. I'm alive. If you keep shaming it, it will become something wrong. So what? No. So what you have to understand is that that's the focus. Why do I want to learn this skill, right? I want to learn this skill because I want to become powerful. I want to become impactful. To really be powerful is to empower other people. Now, people can say, oh, you're manipulative, you're this, and that. Then why am I teaching the game? Why am I trying to empower other people? Exactly. So let's continue, right? Familiarity destroys seduction. The more predictable you are, the less power you hold. One person who used this so good was Michael Jackson. And we all know Michael Jackson had good intentions, right? But he also understood the power of showmanship. He knew that if I can really put on a show, people will love me, people will enjoy the music, right? And then what you'll realize is that he put great messages in the music, but he knew how to package it. He knew that I can't just tell people what I want. Yeah, I want to change the world, right? But I have to actually put people in the spirit of it. To inspire someone is one of the highest human acts, because to inspire someone is to put someone in spirit. The problem is that a lot of these tools, they're neither good or bad. It just depends on who you are and what your intention is with it. A lot of society is using what I'm talking about as a negative to hook you in. Everybody talking about your TikToks need to have a hook. Why do you think that? Because it's psychology. So everybody is using it. It's just all about how you use it. How do you use a knife? Do you hurt or do you heal? And what do I mean by that? Do you cook or do you hurt? You know, it depends on how you use the knife, because the knife could be dangerous or super helpful or life-saving, especially if it cuts out the seatbelt. So let's continue. And I need y'all to go ahead and comment the number 33 if this is resonating with you, if you feel like you're learning something. And I really recommend that you take notes, because this information is so divine that, like, I don't think I could just re-give this monologue again. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are resonating with it. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow this account too if you haven't. All right, so let's continue. All right, so the more predictable you are, the less power you hold. Think about chess, right? The more available you are, the cheaper your value. The more available you are, the cheaper your value. You cannot get mad when people don't respect you when you keep giving them access. All I'm trying to get you to do is to take control over it instead of blaming people. Because once you take control over it, you can change it. Okay? So most of you, without even knowing, have been giving yourself away for free. How many of y'all feel like y'all done that recently? And the reason why I'm teaching this is because this is 2025. 2025 is the year of the snake, which is an animal of wisdom, also an animal of sexual energy, right? Because of the spine, kundalini. You see, everything that I'm teaching y'all is very on brand with the energy. It's very on brand. A lot of y'all just don't understand what I'm doing because I haven't broken it down. But when I do these talks and these speeches, it's very on point with the energy. For example, I'm teaching this right now because guess what? An eclipse is coming up and it's going to be in a Scorpio moon, September 7th. So I'm preparing you for the energy now. And I don't know a lot of people who could actually take a piece of energy or feel a vibration and to be able to explain it in a way that is so easily digestible, but also felt. A lot of these teachings, some of y'all could actually feel that orgasmic feeling within your brain. And the reason why is because that is a spinal energy that is rising up from your sacral and your sexual chakras and rising up to your brain. That is usually neuroplasticity being made, your neurons being grown, all these different things that's dealing with your prefrontal cortex. Guys, I'm 25 years old. When I tell you I am obsessed about this stuff, this is my purpose. This is what I'm good at, and I want to master it. Okay? So, a lot of y'all have been giving yourselves away for free, and the world punishes you for it. You become background noise, replaceable and invisible. What I offer here are only fragments of truth, and I only show you a little bit because, quite frankly, I teach this stuff, but I always get people's birthdays before I teach it because this information should be used correctly and with discernment, if you know what I'm saying. I think just off of the little bit of information that I've told you, I think you can kind of guess how much I know when it comes to human nature, right? And to really be wise is to know I have the power to destroy, but I won't. That's when you have true control, and that's when you truly are wise. Some people just want the power to destroy and to control. And that's why people who want fame and want things super fast, they usually fall very fast. Think about the movie Scarface. Tony Montana has so much strength, so much fire, so much grit, but he wanted it too fast and it cost him. That's why having systems and being strategic and being patient and knowing timing is important. And that's why I use also numerology to teach certain things, because I know on certain days you're more receptive to the information. So let's continue. So this is my warning, okay? You already know the cost of ignorance. You have lived it. Think back to the moments when you gave too much of yourself too quickly. Think back of the moments when you gave too much of yourself too quickly. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? When you confessed before they asked. When you pursued instead of being pursued. When you tried to win someone's affection with kindness and instead you lost their respect. You remember that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does this resonate? Right? Come on now, I need to see your messages. I'm not seeing no messages. Is what I'm saying resonating? Do you remember the moment that you gave yourself too quickly? When you was oversharing? Come on now, listen, if I'm going to do this, you going to have to work with me. All right? Let's continue. All right? So, a lot of times you lost their respect with that. They grew cold. Those people, they grew cold, didn't they? They act like you was chasing them, right? Didn't they grow cold on you? I know you know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you got too much pride. This is a safe space now. This is for us to be able to lower that mask so we can develop. Right? They started acting like they wasn't as interested anymore, right? What once felt electric turned lifeless. And you were left replaying that mistake over and over in your head. Man, I should have never told him that. I should have never gave them this. I should have just kept it to myself. I should have, right? And a lot of y'all was replaying it like, damn, why did I do that? And it felt a little embarrassing, and that's okay. That's okay. We live and we learn. But I'm going to tell you how to never feel that again. I'm going to teach you tonight how to never feel that again, only if you apply it. Okay? But you have to love yourself enough to apply, because a lot of y'all don't apply that shit because you don't really have enough respect to walk away. Okay? So, you were too available, too eager, too easy to reach. And the more they knew they could have you, the least they desired you. The less they desired you. The least amount of desire they had for you. Does that make sense? Let me repeat that. Somebody said, You were too available, too eager, too easy to reach. And the more they knew they could have you, the less they desired you. They treated your presence like background noise, forgettable, replaceable. And that's not to say that you're a replaceable person. That's just how you presented yourself. Some of y'all give all of the sauce too early. I used to do that. Shit, sometimes I still do it on these lives. I give a lot of sauce. Right? But here, let me tell you the truth, okay? It was never about your beauty, your talent, or your intelligence. It was about psychology. You broke the laws of seduction and nature punished you for it. Because it's human nature. That's the one thing you are forgetting. What are humans wired to do? What are humans wired to do? And some of y'all may think it's evil to know this stuff, but it's actually quite wise to understand man. Not to be mad at them because why are you like this, but to just understand. It's like accepting people for who they are instead of hoping that there's something else. Okay? So, I'm going to help you. What I want you to understand is that embracing what I'm telling you and embracing these teachings is basically saying I am meant for more than being overlooked. I don't deserve to be overlooked, right? I am overqualified. Don't you feel like that? You don't want to be overlooked no more. You're overqualified. But just like any product, just like any business, just like any brand, you just have to know how to present yourself. You just have to know how to act. We basically doing PR for you right now. And this is literally magnetism. See, a lot of y'all didn't even know I was teaching this stuff behind closed doors, because my thing is I only wanted certain people to have access to this. All right? Let's continue. All right? So, you are here because the pain of being ordinary has finally become unbearable. The black mirror, and I call this the black mirror because it's like looking at your shadow reflection, but it's also a mirror. You get what I'm saying? Like, your shadow is like a mirror, but it's like, you get what I'm saying? That's why I called it black mirror, right? Make sure you guys follow, okay? So let's talk about this energy. And I want y'all to realize, me as a Scorpio, I've realized that when I don't embrace my savage, when I don't embrace my shadow, things actually work against me, because it's like shaming yourself. And whenever you don't have full 100% raw unconditional love for yourself, a part of yourself will retaliate, whether you know it or not. Because there's entities, like, you are an entity. Your spirit is an entity. You are not the only thing that's living in this vessel. You are split. You have a higher self, you have a lower self, you have a negative, you have a positive. You are living a dualistic life right now because of this realm. This realm is the third dimension. And a lot of y'all are betraying your shadow because you think it's bad. And your shadow like, let me work. Let me work. Your shadow like, bro, I swear I could bag this. Just let me work. Why you so afraid of me? Like, let me work. Y'all are afraid of your own success. It's crazy. It's crazy. Your shadow literally like, let me shark. I'm trying to shark. Your shadow is hungry, but you afraid to feed it because you don't like to see how it hunts. Trying to tell you, boy. So, the first thing that I want you to understand is that, number one, I like to use the fact that familiarity. Stop allowing people to get too comfortable with you. Okay? What is familiar is consumed like bread. What is rare is devoured like a feast. What is familiar is consumed like bread. What is rare is devoured like a feast. Once they think they know you, they stop desiring you. Once they think they know you, they stop desiring you. Listen, y'all. If you want to join my Black Mirror class, it's not cheap. So if you broke, don't text me. If you want to join my Black Mirror class, you have to DM me your birthday. And if your birthday is eligible, then you can pay. But I'm letting you know now, my class is $260. And it comes with my new ebook. All right? So I'm going to keep giving you free game right now. But like I said, for those that are willing to take it to the next step and want to know, go ahead and DM me your birthday. And if you are eligible, because the thing is, some of y'all birthdays, I know some of y'all are too manipulative for this, whether you know it or not. For example, those people born 1996, y'all are so manipulative without even knowing. You're like, y'all don't stop. Y'all don't stop. People born 1996, 1980, y'all are manipulative. I know it. Trust me, I know it. People who are born on the 11th, y'all are crash outs. Y'all don't know how to control your emotions sometimes. So when somebody try you, you may try to weaponize this information. So I got to be careful with some of y'all. Don't ask me how I know. 1994, you'll do good with it because you just want attention. You just want attention. You feel me? 1980, I think y'all are monkeys. So y'all are so good at looking at something and mastering it. 1993, y'all struggle with it because y'all are too aggressive. Listen, I'm not doing this. Y'all trying to, I see what y'all doing, y'all. I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing. Listen. I see what y'all trying to do. It's cute. All right? But like I said, if you want to see if you are eligible to join the class, DM me your birthday and I will let you know. Okay? But don't DM me if you're not payment ready for my class. The class is $260. And I'm about to explain a lot of what's in it, but it gets dark. Okay? So don't be mad when I tell you, let's continue, okay? So The first thing I want to say is that familiarity destroys seduction. So what that means is that sometimes you're going to have to scale yourself back so people don't get comfortable. And a lot of times, if you don't know how to love yourself, you're not going to like the idea of being away from certain people that you want attention from. But your desire to be respected needs to be stronger than the desire to be validated. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear? Hello? Did y'all hear that? Your desire to be respected needs to be bigger than your desire to be validated. Okay? So, what is rare is devoured like a feast. Once they think they know you, they stop desiring you. Napoleon conquered Europe, but at home he smothered Josephine with affection. The moment she returned it, when she grew familiar, predictable, his obsession with her evaporated. Desire dies when possession is complete. Never let people feel like they got you. Never. If you're a woman, you know how men get when they feel like they got you. If you're a man, you know how women get when they feel like they got you. They don't dress up anymore. They don't make you dinner no more. The women, they don't get you flowers. They don't open your door no more. They don't pour your gas no more. That's because you allowed them to think that they did everything that needed to be done to possess you. You have to realize that seduction is never ending. Because if you truly love somebody, then you understand the human nature of pleasure. See, when it comes to me in my relationship, I understand the human psyche, and I understand that peace all the time is not truly what people want. It's not. And that's why I'm very truthful, because the truth can be intoxicating to the right people. Why is the truth intoxicating? Because it hurts a little bit. It burns a little bit. Right? And pain creates dopamine. That's why Scorpios are really good at transmutating, because guess what? They understand that if I take this pain, it's going to become dopamine and it's going to become fuel. Right? Now, I don't want to get too much into creating pain to cause pleasure, because that's going to be in Black Mirror. Some of y'all, I don't need y'all just starting to inflict pain on people for no reason. No. Like, I'll give you an example. Kobe Bryant used to really tease his partners and make fun of them to get them hyped and to get them going, because he knew that if I can get them to tick a little bit, they'll perform better. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to hurt people. That's called being a great leader. That's called being the king, because you know what makes people tick, even if they don't know how to push that button themselves. But again, it takes real wisdom to be able to know how to have the buttons of everyone and to not abuse it. Okay? What's up, Ebony? All right? So, law number 2, the hunger for fantasy. The hunger for fantasy, okay? Humans are starving for myth. Give them full reality and they discard you. Leave them fragments and they will weave fantasies far greater than you can invent. The reason why I also say familiarity is dangerous is because you have to give people fantasy. A lot of people, I'm about to give a gem. Fuck. I know but I gotta give it in order for this to connect. A lot of seduction happens when you are not there. Yep. A lot of the seduction happens when you are not there. And what I mean by that is, people don't become obsessed when you're in their face. They become obsessed when you give them a little bit to taste and then you leave so they can fantasize about it. The imagination is your best friend when it comes to this. If you can make someone feel a certain emotion and then disappear for just a day or two, people want things. People are literally dying to fantasize about you. And I know you may be like, what? This is what I mean. When you go on a date, a lot of the excitement comes from after the date, them mentally undressing you. The imagination is a lot more pleasurable than the actual experience. Yeah. Like when people imagine things, a lot of times they feel more of that dopamine in the imagination than in the actual act. You feel me? So, like I said, DM me your birthday if you want to see if you're eligible, because that shit right there alone gets deep. So here we go. Greta Garbo, the silver screen siren, retired at the height of her power. She never explained herself, never returned to the public eye. Her silence created a cult. The less they saw of her, the more they imagined. To this day, she is more legend than woman. The seducer is not consumed whole, but worshipped as a mystery half revealed. Basically saying, most of the work is done when you're gone. But that doesn't mean, oh, I'm just not in his face anymore. No. Because if you leave too early, if you disappear too early, if you become silent too early, you get forgotten. So you have to understand and know how to calculate when it's time to leave. But truth be told, if you are connected to your own inner spiritual wisdom, you're naturally going to feel inclined to go inside. You're naturally going to be hermit mode. That's why people who are usually super spiritually wise tend to be the most magnetic and seductive, because they naturally have a knack for disappearing and coming back. Okay? So rarity is value. Law 3. If you are easily had, you cannot be worth much. If you are easily had, you cannot be worth much. I hope y'all writing this down. Because the only way you're going to get this afterwards is paying for it. Period. If you are easily had, you cannot be worth much. Scarcity breeds worth. Abundance breeds contempt. Louis, the Sun King, understood this instinctively. He limited access to himself. Even nobles had to wait hours to see him put on his shoes in the morning. By making his presence scarce, he turned his court into worshipers. His value grew in proportion to their hunger for proximity. Your presence must feel like a privilege. Ration yourself like gold. That means stop giving everybody all the game. Hence, I gotta follow that too. Stop giving people all of the game. Because the more you tell them, the less they appreciate it. That's why some of y'all, I make y'all pay, because if I keep giving it to y'all for free, you're just going to think, oh, it's just another one of her YouTube teachings. There's another. Not realizing that this shit is actual, like, human nature, human behavior. Psychology 101. Okay? So, this is the last one that I'm going to teach, because this one is probably the darkest of the free info. All right? It's your business how you use it. And understand that karma is real. So if you decide to use this for negative, that's your business, because I gave you the warning. All right? The cycle of cruelty and release. Kindness alone binds no one. Comfort soothes but does not seduce. Obsession is forged in cruelty and release in jealousy and validation. Pablo Picasso treated his lovers with cruelty, then suddenly flooded them of warmth. They never escaped his orbit, chained to him through emotional whiplash of wound and reward. Cruelty made the bond deeper than kindness ever could. To seduce is to master the rhythm. Wound, withdraw, release, repeat. Now let me show you how you would use this in a good manner. Let's think about you trying to train your dog, right? When they act well, you give them warmth, you give them treats. When they act wrong, you give them coldness, you give them space. You put them in the cage. In that moment, you're like, no, I don't want to. I feel bad. They're crying. But through that pain and that reward, that's the only way that they learn how they're supposed to act. Now, when it comes to humans and dogs, that human nature is not too far off from that animalistic nature that I just spoke about. Or when you have sports teammates, right? When they don't touch that line, you're drilling them about it. You're on their ass. Like, even a little bit of embarrassment. Calling it out in front of everybody. Just a little bit of embarrassment. That pain usually makes them want to chase that reward afterwards. Some of y'all, us Scorpios, we understand that pain isn't necessarily a bad thing. When used correctly, it can be the best thing that ever happened to you. Some of y'all, embarrassment was the best thing that ever happened to you, because I promise you, you put on deodorant from that point on. After you smelt yourself, after somebody said, something stink, you vowed to never be stink again, right? Right? Exactly. Okay. So I just wanted to come on here and be real with you guys. But the one thing I do want you to understand is that a lot of this energy is going to be coming up, and how many times are you going to be disrespected, not valued, before you actually start playing the game and understanding what it really means to be socially intelligent, emotionally intelligent. Everything I just explained to you is social intelligence. Okay? And like I said, if you want to join my Black Mirror class, it's $260 and you have to DM me your birthday to see if you are eligible. That's it. Like there's no link to go buy it. There's not. There's no link because I don't want everyone having access to it. I'm a Scorpio. Why would I want everybody to have access to that energy? You know? So the class has already started. It's not a call. It's like actual lessons. It's on an app. It's videos. It's reports. Like, it's me breaking stuff down. Like, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is... All right? Somebody said, what do you learn in the class? A lot of what I explained today. Number one, learning how to use your shadow. Learning the psychology of people. Learning the human nature of people. The reason why you need to learn the human nature of people is because a lot of you guys have aspirations. You want to work at certain jobs. You want to work at corporate, right? But you have to realize that in order to work corporate, you have to understand social hierarchy. What is social hierarchy? Social hierarchy is understanding who actually has power, who acts like they have power, who's the quiet one, who's the weak ones, and knowing how to use that to your benefit. Because some of y'all, you're not becoming close with the right people. You're not learning how to gain respect. You're not learning how to protect yourself. A lot of what I talked about, you don't have to do, but you could also protect yourself from narcissists trying to do it to you. Okay? And like I said at the beginning, you already know the cost of ignorance. You lived it. I'm going to say it one more time. Think back to the moments when you gave too much of yourself too quickly, when you confessed before they asked, when you pursued instead of being pursued. Why do you say people born in 1996 are manipulative? Because they're born the year of the rat. So people born in 1996, y'all are so smart that it's like, it's a little dangerous, what y'all know. And y'all do it so effortlessly, like some of y'all don't even know you're doing it. It's crazy. It's crazy. The type of like slickness that people born in 1996, like it's crazy. So I just be a little mindful about it. But like I said, just DM me your birthday. And if it's also, I do want to say, if you do get the Black Mirror class, it does come with my ebook too. 1990 people are a little bit more honorable. The only thing is, I feel like if you're born in 1990, you're not going to want to do some of the things that I talk about because you pride yourself on being so honorable. When it's like, there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself. 1991, y'all gold diggers. Y'all gonna run this game a little too good. 1991 are literally the same sign as Shara 7. Shara 7 is a goat. So I already know people born in 1991 and 2003 gonna eat this up. Because that's that Shara 7 energy. For real. For real. Shara 7 is a goat. People born 1999, I'm born 1999, and that's the year of the cat. And people born 1999 usually do very well because 1999 is like very psychological. Very psychological. All right. All right. So like I said, I'm answering DMs right now. DM me your birthday if you want to join my Black Mirror class. Do not DM me if you are not payment ready. The class is $260. I'm letting you know the price now so we don't waste each other's time. All right? I do have another option that's $99. It's not as dark, though. But, you know what I'm saying? I love you guys, and DM me, and later.